Good morning, students. Welcome back to online lecture series on the subject signals and system. As we discussed in the previous class, signals and system is playing the very important role in the various fields like communication, robotics, machine learning, aeronautics, etc. etc. So, signals and system is one of the important subject and interesting subject in the entire the BE, and it is the common subject for the EC students, computer science students, and information technology students, and as well as electrical students. So, by studying the signals and system, we will have an idea of different signals and how a system can generate an output. That means indirectly we are going to study what exactly the thing is going to happen inside a system. So this is very important subject, as it is there in the curriculum of the BE. So in this class I am going to talk about the first unit. I am going to talk about the introduction of the first unit, and again I am going to give the definition about the signals with their examples, and we are also going to study some types of systems with the example. So, Unit 1 is definitions and classifications of signals and systems. In this Unit 1, we are going to exactly study definitions of signals and the definitions of systems. After knowing exact idea about the signals and system, we are going to study the classification of signals and system. Classifications of signals and system. So here, as I explained in the last class, signal is nothing but it is a physical quantity, or it is a single valued function, can be dependent on one or more independent variable. I am going with the definition of the signal. Signal may be anything which conveys the information is called the signal. In the last class I have given some of the examples for the signal. Signal that may be ECG, electrocardiogram, EEG, electroencephalogram, and some AC signal that may be voltage or current. We have studied the signals. So here I am giving the definition of the signal. Signal may be anything which carries the information, obviously, which conveys the information. The definition of the signal is a single valued function. A single valued function. Signal is nothing but it is a single valued function. That means what? Every time it can have a single value, a single valued function of one or more independent variable. One or more independent variables. Here the independent variables may be time, it can be space, it can be temperature, it can be pressure, it can be a position, and it can be a distance. That means signal is a dependent function. Signal is a dependent function on one or more independent variable. It is a dependent function on one or more independent variable. Mathematically, we can represent this definition as f is a function or a signal, f is a function or signal, it can be dependent on one or more independent variable. That independent variable may be t, it is a time, or a temperature, or a pressure, or a distance, or a space. So based on the definition of the signal, we can classify the signals into various types. If the signal is dependent on only one independent variable, then that is named as. If a signal is dependent on only one independent variable, that is named as a one-dimensional signal. If the signal is dependent on one or more independent variable, more than one independent variable, that is called multidimensional signal. In the last class, I have given the example for the one-dimensional signal and as well as multidimensional signal. Then I am going to give some different examples for the signal. For example, I am driving a car. I wanted to note the speed of the car. I wanted to note the speed of the car in a 1 hour, and so that will be a signal. That means what? Here we wanted to note the speed of the car. I am having a car and I wanted to note down the car speed from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. 12 to 1 p.m. I wanted to note down the speed of the car, so that the signal will be like this. This is the speed of the car. Speed can be represented in the kilometers per hour, and it is the time. We have started at 12 o'clock, and that may be a 0, and we wanted to have the signal between 12 to 1 p.m. So the car speed may not be the constant, so that as it is dependent on the time, so that it is having, the car can have the different speed at the different time between the 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, so that I can get the car speed is like this. At 12 o'clock the car has started, and it can't take the immediately maximum speed, so that it takes some time to take the maximum speed, and the journey has stopped at the 1 p.m., and so that the car speed is at 0. Car speed is 0 at 1 p.m. That means what? It is a signal which conveying the speed of a car. As we know that from the basic definition of the signal, it is clear that signal is a physical phenomenon. Signal is a physical phenomenon which conveys some information, So now this signal is conveying the information of speed of a car. The time is from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. We wanted to note down the speed of the car, and the speed of the car is like this. And in other example, I can explain clearly what exactly the signal is. So there is a rise go down. Assume that there is a rise go down. I wanted to note down what is the complete stock in that go down is present every end of the month from the January to June. I wanted to note down the stock which is there in the go down, rise go down at the end of every month from January to it is June. So rice will be counted in the form of quintals, and it is the time, and at the January, February, March, April, May, June. For example, in March, in the January month, it is having the 100 quintals. In the February month, it is having the around 80 quintals only. And again in March month, it is having 120 quintals. And in the April month it is having the 60 quintals one. May it is having again 100, and the June it is having around 140. So that means what? It is also one type of signal which is conveying the information of the stock of a rice in one particular rice go down. So but this here, the speed of the car is continuous. We have the speed of the car every second from the 12 o'clock to 1 p.m. But whereas in this signal, we will be having the signal at some particular instant of time only, at the end of the month of January, in the end of the month of January, February, March, April, May, June only. We are not noting down the we are not noting down of the stock in between the January and February. That means we are not noting down the stock at the January 15th. That means what? At a discrete instant of time only we will be having the signal. And this type of signal is named as a discrete time signal. This is discrete time signals. It is generally denoted with x of n, and it is the car speed is noted from 12 o'clock to 1 p.m. In every second it has stored, so that the signal is continuous with respect to the time, and these type of signals are named as continuous time signals. Continuous time signals. It can be denoted with the x of t, where the signal representation is very, very simple. Here we are having the signal representation x of t. It is a continuous time signal, where is the amplitude, that means a signal value is continuous, and the time, that is independent variable, is also continuous. In case of discrete time signal, that is x of n, the signal is discrete in nature, whereas the time is also discrete in nature, and this type of signal is named as discrete time signal. We know that from the definition of the signal it is clear that signal is a function. It is a function on one or more independent variable. Signal is a dependent one. Signal is a dependent function. Signal is nothing but x. It is a dependent function on independent variable, that is time. And here also x is a dependent function. X is a dependent function on independent variable, that is n. So I have explained the two signals now. What is first signal definition? Signal is anything, signal may be anything which conveys the information or which carries the information. Here signal may be anything which carries the information, and it can be a single valued function. It is a single valued function of one or more independent variable. It is a single valued function. At any point of time, the value of the signal will be a finite value only. So that it is called a single valued function of one or more independent variable. It is a continuous time signal, and it is a discrete time signal. So here from the definition of the signal it is clear that signal is nothing but it is a single valued function. It is a single valued function f, you can call x also, and it is dependent on one or more independent variable. That independent variable may be time, temperature, pressure, distance, and space, etc. If this function is dependent on only one independent variable, this is called one dimensional signal. Best example for the one dimensional signal is a AC signal. AC signal, AC stands for what? It is a alternating signal, alternating current signal. It is purely dependent on T only. As the T value is varying, then the signal is also varying. So this signal is named as one-dimensional signal. If the signal are a function dependent, if the signal or function dependent on more than one independent variable, then that is named as more than one independent variable, that is named as multi-dimensional signal. This signal is named as multi-dimensional signal. The best example for the multi-dimensional signal is image signal. Image can be represented in the digital form, that is pixel wise, row pixel and the column pixel wise. The image will be represented so that signal can be represented in row wise and the column wise. That signal comes under the multi-dimensional signal. So here I have explained what is the signal. Signal is nothing but it is a physical phenomenon, or signal can be anything which conveys the information, and it is a single valued function of one or more independent variable. And you can have the two examples for the signal. One is speed of a car from 12 o'clock to 1 p.m. Speed will be continuous, and this type of signal is named as continuous time signal. It is denoted with x of t. And the next signal I have discussed, that is noting down the stock of a rice go down from the January to the June. At the end of the every month we will be noting down the stock of the rice in the go down. At the January it is 100 quintals, and February 80 quintals, and it is March it is 120, April it is 60, and May it is 100, and this is 140. That means what? Signal is discrete in nature, not in continuous. Signal is discrete in nature, not in continuous. If it is having continuous like this is also continuous time signal, but the signal is discrete in nature and the independent variable is also discrete in nature. Here at the January 31st we have noted down the stock, and here February 28 we have noted down the stock. But we didn't note down the stock between the January 31st to February 28. That means what? At the distinct intervals of time only we will be noting down. We will be having the signal, and that type of signal is named as discrete time signals. I hope I am very clear. Signal definition is very clear. Signal may be anything, and it is a physical quantity which conveys the information, and it is a single valued function of one or more independent variable. That independent variable may be time, temperature, pressure, distance, and space. If the signal is dependent on only one independent variable, that is called single dimensional or one dimensional signal. If the signal is dependent on more than one independent variable, that is called multi-dimensional signal. Then I am going to define the system now. System is nothing but, here the system is a meaningful interconnection of various components. If you go with the system in generally, if you take any system, it is a meaningful interconnection of various components, of various discrete components is called the system. In general, system is a device with a set of elements or a functional blocks which are connected together to produce an output in response to the input signal. Definition. From the definition, I am drawing the block diagram of the system. This is the block diagram of system. It is a system and it is a meaningful interconnection of the various discrete components. All these discrete components are connected together and produces an output to the in the produces an output in response to the input signal. In response to the input signal. This is an input signal and this is the output signal. So definition is very simple. A system is a physical device that generates the output for a given input signal. From this block diagram, we can easily define a system. System is an entity, or system is a physical device. System is a physical device that generates the output in response with the input signal. That is called a system. So in entire signals and system, by applying the various types of signals to the system, we are going to study its output. Output is also obviously it is the different type of signal. So in that way we can study the signals and system. So system is nothing but a meaningful interconnection of physical devices or components, or an interconnection of subsystem. We can call it is a system. Here that system may be anything. We can go with the various types of system, and the system, the example for the system, it is a biological system. Biological system. Biological system, best example for the biological system, it is a human body. Human body is a biological system because all the parts are interconnected to provide the particular structure. It is a system. And if you go with the another example for the system, if you go with the physical system, I am going with the physical system. Best example for the physical system is a chair. Chair is a system, and in which all the woods are made in a proper way and all the wood is connected in a proper way such that it is providing the facility to sit on that chair. It is a physical system. Then electronic system, if you go with the electronic system, another example for the system, I am going with the electronic system. If you go with the mobile charger we can call it as a rectifier. Rectifier, it is a system which converts alternating current into the DC current. So now here, from all these examples, we can define the system, what exactly the system is. System is nothing but, in general, it is a device with a set of elements or functional blocks which are connected together and produce an output in response to the input signal. That response or the output is depends upon the system only. Based on the system only, we are going to get the different types of outputs with the same input. So the concept of system is applicable to the fields of electronics, electrical, communication, chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, etc. The concept of system can be applicable to the any branch of engineering, that may be CSE, that may be IT. This system concept will be applicable for any branch of engineering. So the system is a physical entity which is a interconnection, which is a meaningful interconnection of various components, and this system process the input signal. This system process the input signal and produces the another output signal or another type of signal which is more desirable. The system is going to produce the another output which is more desirable than the input signal. And the best example for the systems, we have studied the biological system, physical system, electronic system. If you go with the electrical system, and that is electrical system is a motor. Electrical system is best example is a motor. Motor is a device which converts the electrical energy into mechanical energy. It is a system. Motor is the best example for the electrical system which converts the electrical energy into the mechanical energy. So this is the definition of the system. So now I am going to talk about the various types of signals. Unknowingly, we have discussed this classification of signal. So from the definition of the signal, it is clear that from the definition of the system, it is clear that, definition of the signal, it is clear that signal is a physical phenomenon which conveys some information or which carries some information, and it is a single valued function. It is a single valued function of one or more independent variable. If the signal is dependent on only one independent variable, that is called a single dimensional signal. Classification I am explaining, single dimensional signal. If the function is dependent on more than one independent variable, it is nothing but multi-dimensional signal. It is multi-dimensional signal. It is a multi-dimensional signal. So in the syllabus you are having only single dimensional signal, so that we are going to study the entire signals and system with the single dimensional signal. We are going to study the complete signals and system, that is with the signal that is nothing but single dimensional signal only. Single dimensional signal is a one in which the function is purely dependent on only one independent variable. Only on one independent variable. These two signals are based on the definition. From the definition of the signal, we can have the two classes of signals. Definition is very clear. It is a signal may be anything, and it is a physical quantity which carries the information, and it is a single valued function of one or more independent variable. Independent variables, we know that. If that function is dependent purely on only one independent variable, that is single valued or single dimensional function or one dimensional function. If the function is dependent on more than one independent variable, that is called multi-dimensional signal. The best example for this one is a voice signal, and the best example for this one is a X-ray signal. Here the complete signals and system we are going to discuss with the single dimensional signal only. But we are going to have the another classification on the signals based on the nature and characteristics of the signal. There are two types of signal. One is called continuous time signal, another one is discrete time signals. These are very, very important. The complete signals and system we are going to talk about with these two signals only, that is continuous time system, continuous time signal and the discrete time signals. Definition of the continuous time signal, continuous time. The name itself, it is suggesting us that the signal and the time both are in continuous in nature. That means what? In this signal defined over the continuous range of time. Continuous range of time. That means what? If the time is specified from 0 to t, and during this time the signal has to be there. Signal has to be there. This type of signals are named as continuous time. Continuous time signal defined over the continuous range of time. Continuous range of time. Signal has to be continuous with respect to the time. Definition, I am giving the definition of the continuous time signal. A signal of continuous amplitude and time as known as continuous time signal. A signal with continuous time, a signal with continuous amplitude. This is called amplitude. Continuous amplitude and time is called continuous time signal. That means what? Both the independent variable and both the independent variable and the signal, both are in continuous in its nature. Both are continuous in its nature in the given time. A signal with the continuous amplitude and time is called continuous time signal, and this is also sometimes called as analog signal. Generally, continuous time signals will be represented with the x of t, where x is a function or a signal. X is a function or a signal where t is a independent variable. X of t, x is a function on t. X is dependent on independent variable, that is t. Next type of signal, that is called discrete time signal. Discrete time signal, if you are good at the definition of the continuous time, in the continuous time both the amplitude and time are continuous in its nature. In case of discrete time, both the amplitude and time discrete in nature, that is called discrete time signal. In continuous time signal, you can go with the many example. AC signal, that is alternating signal, alternating current signal is the best example for the continuous time. And the sinusoidal or sine wave or cosine wave or triangular wave, all these are the best example for the continuous time. In discrete time signal, we are going with the discrete time signal, the definition, that means what? Signal is defined at a certain time instance only. That means what? Here in this we will be having the signal, at a discrete time instance only, discrete time instance only. Here see this one, from 0 to t, at any point of time we will be having the signal. But whereas in the discrete time we will be having the signal at discrete time intervals only, at the discrete time instants only. At the discrete time instants only we will be having the signal. The signal will be like this. At discrete values of time, discrete values of time only we will be having the signal. This is a t, and we will be having this is 0 and this is 5 seconds. Assume that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here at the 0 we will be having the signal is 0. At 1 we will be having the signal is 1. At the second it is having the signal is 2, and again at third second it is having the signal is 1. Fourth second it is 2, and fifth second is also 0. But in between 0 seconds to 1 second there is no signal. From 1 to 2 there is no signal. Likewise, we can differentiate the continuous time signal with the different discrete time signal. A signal is represented, the definition I am giving, a signal is represented only at the discrete instant of time is known as discrete time signals. A signal is represented only at discrete time instants, then that is called discrete time signal, and the discrete time signal is denoted with the x of n. N is what? N is an independent variable and x is a signal. Signal are function, it is a function of independent variable. So, for example, you can go with the best example for the discrete time signal. If you go with the best example for the discrete time signal, if I wanted to note down the blood pressure of a patient for every 1 hour from the midnight 12 o'clock to morning 6 o'clock. For example, if I wanted to note down the blood pressure of a patient from midnight 12 o'clock to the morning 6 o'clock. Blood pressure generally, if it is low BP, it will be less than 120. If it is high BP, it will be more than 130. So that normal BP will be always 120 only. So that here at 12 o'clock we wanted to note down the BP of that particular patient, that is about 100. At 1 o'clock and it is about 120 normal BP. And at 2 o'clock again it comes to 110 low BP. And again at 3 o'clock it is about 130 high BP. and 4 o'clock it will be 120, like that it is having. See this one? That means what? Here we will be having the signal is at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and up to 6 a.m. we will be having the signal. But we don't have any signal between the 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock. At a discrete time instant, at the discrete time instants only we are having the signal, and this type of signal is named as discrete time signal. Discrete time signal, it is denoted with x of n. Always x is a signal or it is a function of n. N is an independent variable. N may be anything, but here we can call n is a time. So just now in this video I have explained the definitions of the signals and the systems with their examples, and I have explained the two types of signals. One is continuous time, another one is a discrete time. In coming class I am going to explain the complete classifications of signals and with their properties. Thank you, students.